There is a terrifying pattern that separates poor people from wealthy people. It has nothing to do with luck. It has nothing to do with talent. It has nothing to do with the family you were born into. The pattern is this. Poor people start their day in reaction mode. Wealthy people start their day in creation mode. And the difference between these two modes comes down to one simple thing. Robin Sharma spent over 20 years studying the habits of billionaires and titans of industry. He discovered something that changed everything he believed about success. The most successful people on the planet all share one habit. They wake up at 5 in the morning, not 6, not 7, 5. In his book, The 5 a.m. Club, Sharma reveals why this single habit has the power to transform an ordinary person into an extraordinary one. In this essay, I will break down the entire book and show you exactly how waking up at 5 in the morning can change a poor man's destiny forever. Part 1. The two types of mornings. Let me describe two mornings. The first morning belongs to a poor man. The second morning belongs to a wealthy man. Both men live in the same city, both men have the same 24 hours, but the way they use those hours creates completely different lives. The poor man wakes up at 7:30. His alarm goes off and he hits the snooze button. He hits it again and again. Finally, he drags himself out of bed at 7:55. He is already late. He grabs his phone and immediately starts scrolling through social media. He sees bad news. He sees other people living better lives. He feels anxious. He rushes to the bathroom. He skips breakfast or grabs something unhealthy. He runs out the door with his mind already filled with stress and worry. By the time he arrives at work, he has already lost the day. His mind is scattered. His energy is low. His mood is reactive. He spends the entire day responding to other people's demands. He comes home exhausted. He watches television until midnight. He goes to sleep and repeats the same cycle tomorrow. Now let me describe the wealthy man's morning. He wakes up at 5. Not because he has to, because he chooses to. The world is quiet, no emails, no notifications, no demands. He owns this hour. He spends 20 minutes exercising. His blood is flowing. His brain is activated. He spends 20 minutes in silence reflecting on his goals and his gratitude. His mind is calm and focused. He spends 20 minutes learning something new, reading a book, studying his craft. By 6 in the morning, he has already won the day. He has exercised his body, he has focused his mind, he has fed his brain. When the rest of the world wakes up at 7 or 8, he has already put in 2 hours of self-improvement. He arrives at work with energy and clarity. He is proactive, not reactive. He makes decisions instead of responding to other people's decisions. He ends the day with energy left over. He goes to sleep early and repeats the same cycle tomorrow. Here's the thing. Both men have the same 24 hours, but the poor man gives his best hours to other people. The wealthy man gives his best hours to himself. This is the fundamental difference, and it all starts at 5 in the morning. Part 2. The victory hour. Robin Sharma calls the hour between 5 and 6 in the morning the victory hour. He calls it this because whoever wins this hour wins the day. And whoever wins the day wins the week. And whoever wins the week wins the month. And whoever wins the month wins the year. And whoever wins the year wins the decade. This is not motivational nonsense. This is mathematics. Let me show you the calculation. If you wake up at 5 instead of 7, you gain 2 extra hours every single day. 2 hours multiplied by 365 days equals 730 hours per year. 730 hours divided by 24 hours equals 30.4 days. This means that by waking up at 5 in the morning, you gain an extra month of productive time every single year. Over 10 years, that is 10 extra months. Over 30 years, that is 2.5 extra years of your life that you can use for growth, learning, and building wealth. But here is what makes the victory hour even more powerful. It is not just about quantity, it is about quality. Sharma explains that the first hour after you wake up is when your brain is in its most creative and focused state. Scientists call this the transient hypofrontality period. Your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for worry, fear, and overthinking, is still partially asleep. This means you can access deeper levels of creativity and focus during this hour than at any other time of the day. Give it like this. Imagine your mind is a lake. During the day, when everyone is awake and sending you messages and making demands, the lake is choppy, waves everywhere. You cannot see the bottom. But at 5 in the morning before the world wakes up, the lake is perfectly still. The water is clear. You can see all the way to the bottom. This is when you can access your deepest thoughts, your best ideas, your clearest vision. Poor people never experience this stillness. They wake up when the lake is already choppy. They start their day already drowning in waves. Wealthy people wake up when the lake is still. They set their direction before the waves come. This is why they seem to have more clarity and focus than everyone else. It is not magic. It is timing. Part 3, the 20-20-20 formula. Now let me explain exactly what you should do during the victory hour. Sharma created a system called the 20-20-20 formula. It is simple but extremely powerful. You divide your victory hour into 3 equal parts: 20 minutes of movement, 20 minutes of reflection, 20 minutes of growth. The first 20 minutes are for movement. You exercise, you sweat, you get your heart pumping. This is not optional. This is essential. Here's why. When you exercise in the morning, you release a chemical called BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists call BDNF fertilizer for your brain. It helps your neurons grow and connect faster. You also release dopamine and serotonin, which are the chemicals that make you feel motivated and happy. By exercising for just 20 minutes at 5 in the morning, you literally change the chemistry of your brain for the entire day. You feel more focused, more motivated, more positive. Poor people skip this step. They say they are too tired to exercise. But the truth is, they are tired because they do not exercise. It is a vicious cycle. The second 20 minutes are for reflection. You sit in silence. You meditate, you write in a journal, you think about your goals, you feel gratitude for what you have. This sounds simple, but it is incredibly powerful. Here is why. Most people never spend a single minute thinking about their life. They are too busy reacting to their life. They wake up, they check their phone, they respond to messages, they go to work, they respond to their boss, they come home, they respond to their family, they watch television, they go to sleep. Their entire life is one long reaction. They never stop to ask themselves important questions. Where am I going? What do I want? Who do I want to become? The 20 minutes of reflection forces you to answer these questions every single day. It keeps you aligned with your true goals instead of drifting through life on autopilot. The third 20 minutes are for growth. You read a book, you listen to a podcast, you study your craft, you learn something new. Sharma says that the average person stops learning the moment they leave school. They spend the rest of their life coasting on old knowledge. But the world changes, industries change, technology changes. The knowledge that got you here will not get you there. Wealthy people understand this. They invest in themselves every single day. They read books, they take courses, they hire coaches, they never stop growing. 20 minutes of learning every morning equals 122 hours of learning every year. That is the equivalent of reading about 50 books per year. Imagine how much your life would change if you read 50 books every year for the next 10 years. Part 4. The Habit Installation Protocol. Now here's the part where most people fail. They hear about the 5 a.m. club, they get excited, they set their alarm for 5 in the morning, they wake up on the first day feeling motivated, maybe they make it through the first week, but then something happens. They have a late night, they feel tired, they hit the snooze button, and just like that, they are back to their old habits. Sharma explains why this happens. It takes 66 days to install a new habit permanently, not 21 days like the old myth suggests. 66 days. And these 66 days are divided into 3 phases. The first phase is called destruction. It lasts from day 1 to day 22. This is the hardest phase. Your old habits are fighting for survival. Your body wants to sleep in. Your mind tells you that this is pointless. Everything feels difficult. Most people quit during this phase because they think something is wrong. But nothing is wrong. This is exactly what is supposed to happen. You are destroying your old programming. Destruction is painful, but necessary. The second phase is called installation. It lasts from day 23 to day 44. The pain decreases, the new habit starts to feel more natural. You begin to see results. Your energy increases. Your focus improves. But you are not finished yet. The habit is still fragile. One bad week can send you back to the beginning. The third phase is called integration. It lasts from day 45 to day 66. The new habit becomes automatic. You no longer need willpower to wake up at 5. You just do it. It becomes part of your identity. You are no longer a person trying to wake up early. You are a person who wakes up early. There is a huge difference. Here is a useful analogy. Imagine you are driving a car through a field of tall grass. The first time you drive through the grass is very difficult. The grass is thick. It resists your tires. This is the destruction phase. But you keep driving the same path. Each time the grass gets flattened a little more. This is the installation phase. After 66 trips through the field you have created a clear dirt road. Now driving is effortless. The path is automatic. This is the integration phase. Your brain works the same way. You are creating a neural pathway. The first 22 days, you are fighting through thick grass. The next 22 days, you are flattening it down. The final 22 days, you are paving the road. Part 5, the 4 interior empires. Most people think success is about working harder. They think if they just put in more hours, they will become wealthy. But Sharma says this is completely wrong. Success is not about working harder on your job. Success is about working harder on yourself. He introduces a concept called the 4 interior empires. If you want to change your external life, you must first change your internal life. And your internal life is made up of 4 empires. The first empire is your mindset. This is your psychology, your beliefs, your thoughts, your mental attitude. Most poor people have a poor mindset. They believe they are not smart enough, not talented enough, not lucky enough. These beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe you cannot succeed, you will not even try. And if you do not try, you will not succeed. This confirms your belief that you cannot succeed. It is a vicious cycle. Waking up at 5 in the morning and spending 20 minutes in reflection helps you reprogram your mindset. You replace limiting beliefs with empowering beliefs. You visualize success instead of failure. The second empire is your heart set. This is your emotional well-being. Your ability to process and release negative emotions. Most people carry around years of emotional baggage, resentment, anger, fear, sadness. This emotional weight slows them down. It drains their energy. It clouds their judgment. The 20 minutes of reflection helps you process these emotions. You journal about your feelings. You practice gratitude. You let go of old wounds. The third empire is your health set. This is your physical fitness, your energy, your vitality. Here's a simple truth. You cannot build an empire if you do not have the energy to show up every day. Poor people neglect their health. They eat junk food. They never exercise. They stay up late watching television. Then they wonder why they feel tired and unmotivated. The 20 minutes of movement in the morning transforms your health set. It gives you energy. It makes you stronger. It extends your lifespan. Fourth empire is your soul set. This is your spiritual well-being, your connection to something larger than yourself, your sense of purpose and meaning. Many wealthy people achieve financial success but feel empty inside. They have money but no meaning. The 20 minutes of reflection helps you connect with your soul set. You think about your purpose. You consider your legacy. You align your daily actions with your deeper values. When all four empires are strong and aligned, you become unstoppable. This is what separates the truly successful from everyone else. They are not just working on their business, they are working on themselves. Part 6, the compound effect of early mornings. Let me explain something that will change how you think about time. Small actions repeated consistently create massive results over time. This is called the compound effect, and waking up at 5 in the morning is the ultimate compound effect multiplier. Imagine two friends, friend A and friend B. Both are 25 years old, both have the same job, both have the same salary, both have the same education. The only difference is that friend A joins the 5 a.m. club and friend B continues sleeping until 7:30. Friend A wakes up at 5 every morning and follows the 20-20-20 formula. He exercises for 20 minutes, he reflects for 20 minutes, he learns for 20 minutes. Friend B wakes up at 7:30 and scrolls through social media for an hour before rushing to work. After 1 year, friend A has exercised for 122 hours more than friend B. He has meditated for 122 hours more. He has learned for 122 hours more. He is healthier, he is calmer, he is smarter, but the difference is still small. Maybe his friends notice he seems more energetic. Maybe his boss notices he is more focused. But he is not wealthy yet. After 5 years, friend A has exercised for 610 hours more than friend B. He has meditated for 610 hours more. He has learned for 610 hours more. Now the difference is visible. Friend A has been promoted twice. He has read over 250 books. He has started a side business. He has more energy and less stress than friend B. After 10 years, the gap is enormous. Friend A has invested over 3,600 hours in self-improvement. He has read over 500 books. His body is strong, his mind is sharp, his business is thriving. He has become a completely different person. Friend B is exactly where he was 10 years ago. Same job, same salary, same habits. This is the compound effect. The difference between waking up at 5 and waking up at 7:30 seems small in a single day, but multiply that small difference by 3,650 days and you get a completely different life. Part 7, why poor people stay poor. Now let me address something directly. Why do poor people stay poor? It is not because they are lazy. Many poor people work extremely hard. It is not because they are stupid. Many poor people are intelligent. The reason poor people stay poor is because they give away their best hours. Think about it. You wake up at 7:30. You rush to work. You spend 8 to 10 hours working on someone else's dream. You come home exhausted. You have no energy left for yourself. You watch television to escape. You go to sleep. You repeat. Your entire life is dedicated to making someone else wealthy. You never invest in yourself. You never develop new skills. You never work on your own projects. You never build your own assets. This is the trap. You are trading your time for money, but you are trading your best time for someone else's money. The hours between 5 and 7 are your best hours, your most creative hours, your most focused hours, and you are sleeping through them. You are giving those hours away to your pillow. Meanwhile, your boss who wakes up at 5 is using those hours to build his empire. He is getting smarter while you sleep. He is getting stronger while you sleep. He is getting wealthier while you sleep. 5 a.m. club is the great equalizer. You do not need a rich family to wake up at 5. You do not need expensive education to wake up at 5. You do not need connections or luck to wake up at 5. You just need an alarm clock and the discipline to get out of bed. This is how a poor man changes his destiny. He stops giving away his best hours. He starts investing them in himself. Part 8. The evening ritual. Waking up at 5 in the morning does not start at 5 in the morning. It starts the night before. Sharma explains that you cannot win the morning if you lose the evening. Most people stay up until midnight watching television or scrolling through their phones. Then they wonder why they cannot wake up at 5. The math does not work. If you go to sleep at midnight and wake up at 5, you only get 5 hours of sleep. You will be exhausted. You will burn out. This is not sustainable. Sharma recommends going to sleep by 10 in the evening. This gives you 7 hours of sleep, which is enough for most adults. But you cannot just decide to fall asleep at 10. You need to prepare your body and mind. This means no screens 1 hour before bed. The blue light from your phone and television suppresses melatonin, which is the hormone that makes you sleepy. This means no heavy meals close to bedtime. This means no stimulating conversations or stressful work in the final hours of the day. You need to wind down. Take a bath. Read a physical book. Write in your journal. Dim the lights. Tell your body that sleep is coming. Here's a way to think about it. Your evening ritual is like laying out your clothes for the next day. You are setting yourself up for success. You are removing friction. You are making it easy to win. Poor people do the opposite. They sabotage their mornings with their evenings. They stay up late. They overstimulate their brains. They eat junk food. Then they blame the morning for being too hard. Part 9, the identity shift. Most important thing I want you to understand is this. Joining the 5 a.m. club is not about waking up early. It is about becoming a different person. You are not adding a habit, you are changing your identity. Right now, you might identify as a night owl. You might believe that you are not a morning person. These beliefs feel true, but they are not facts. They are stories you have told yourself for so long that they feel like facts. The truth is, you can become a morning person. Anyone can. It just takes 66 days of consistent effort. When you wake up at 5 in the morning for 66 days straight, something shifts inside you. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is trying to wake up early. You start seeing yourself as someone who wakes up early. This is a massive psychological shift. Your identity changes. And when your identity changes, your behavior changes automatically. Think about it like this. If you identify as a smoker and you are trying to quit, you are constantly fighting yourself. But if you identify as a non-smoker, you do not need to fight. You simply do not smoke because that is not who you are. The same applies to waking up early. Stop trying to wake up at 5. Start being someone who wakes up at 5. Part 10, your new destiny. Let me paint a picture of your future. 1 year from today, you wake up at 5 in the morning without an alarm. Your body knows, your mind knows. You have done this for 365 days straight. You are a different person. You have read 50 books. You have exercised for 122 hours. You have meditated for 122 hours. Your body is stronger. Your mind is sharper. Your emotions are calmer. You're calmer. Your spirit is clearer. You have more energy than people 10 years younger than you. You have more focus than people 10 times smarter than you. You have more discipline than people with every advantage in life. And it all started with one simple decision. You decided to stop giving away your best hours. You decided to invest them in yourself. You decided to join the 5 a.m. club. Robin Sharma says that all change is hard. At first messy in the middle and gorgeous at the end. The first 22 days will be brutal. You will want to quit. You will question why you are doing this. But if you push through, you will reach the other side. And on the other side is a life you cannot even imagine right now. The alarm clock is the great equalizer. It does not care about your past. It does not care about your circumstances. It does not care about your excuses. It simply rings at 5 in the morning and asks you one question. Who do you want to become? Poor man hits snooze and goes back to sleep. The future wealthy man gets out of bed and gets to work. Which one are you going to be? That is it for this essay. If you apply even one principle from this book, your life will begin to change. The 5 a.m. club is waiting for you. The only question is whether you will answer the alarm.